Yeah, I started doing this with my other buddy who I've been filming some podcast content with the last couple times. Works great. Ever since you told me about it, I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta just do it on here.
Yeah,
And
dude, it's so good. It's so much better.
they definitely like improved it a lot since the last time I checked it out. And considering every time I open Descript now, it's like, oh, there's a new update available. I'm like, okay, these guys are just ripping updates.
Yeah, they're on it. They're on it for sure. And the AI like the AI article tool is really good. So I'll normally when I'm done recording a video, I'll take the transcript from it and I'll take the AI generated article from Descript and then throw both of those into ChatGPT and say, here's the transcript, here's the article, write me a LinkedIn post highlighting these points and this CTA, and then it will generate the article for me, and that's what I'm using to post.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've actually been
That's good.
posting. Um, I can't share too much because I'm still like under NDA with the previous company. Um, but I've been helping someone make some content specifically on LinkedIn, and the I think the articles are fantastic, and it's so good it actually got picked up by a big multi-attribution software, and they asked if we could ghostwrite for them, which is kind of interesting.
Interesting. So like just creating content for them on their
Basically, yeah.
behalf.
Yeah, what they want to do is they're trying to build up their content repertoire with people that are authorities in the space of like paid advertising and media buying. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of our
Makes sense.
content actually mentions this software. Like, look, this is the only, like, this should be your source of truth. This is your attribution platform. This is how you understand your data. And we've mentioned them so many
Okay.
times without even tagging them. And they just found the content and they're like, wow, this is amazing. Can you ghostwrite for us? Because the content is truly fucking incredible. And the thing I love about doing this call style is I can like pick the brain of the guy that I'm talking to and just get him to go on these tangents about what media buying is like now and what it's actually like to spend $12 million a month on ads. Because I've never done it. Most people haven't. Um, anyway, we just get this like really interesting deep dive information on a call that I can turn into value rich articles.
Well, I bet I could guess the name of that platform in 3 tries
Go for it.
or
I'll
less.
tell you if you get it.
Triple Whale,
Nope. Close. Very close.
Hyros,
A little further, but same. You're close.
Databricks.
Nope. I'll give you two more.
Oh fuck. Oh the snow one, Snowflake.
No. You're getting all of them, though. This is the last one.
Oh,
Best one.
uh,
Starts with an N.
there's an N. I'm blanking. I give
All
up.
right. I'll give it to you. North Beam.
Oh,
I know. As soon as I
I
say it,
was I was just like shooting right around the
yeah,
bullseye
right
there.
around the target.
Damn.
These guys are awesome, though. I mean, it is. I've looked at every attribution platform. It is the best one. So anyway,
Hmm.
we've been talking
Okay.
about uh, like attribution. It's so interesting now what the media buying landscape is like because targeting is basically disappeared. There is no
Mm-hmm.
there's no campaign targeting anymore. It's completely disappeared. You can have campaign structure, like you could choose ABO or CBO, and you can control like prospecting and retargeting. But basically, there's no audience segmentation on cold anymore. We're calling it creative led prospecting, which is the creative will decide which audience it should go to. So if you're making an ad for like a grandmother to buy a gift for her children, it's a completely different creative than targeting the 22-year-old female directly, right? But it's
Yeah.
the differentiation is not in targeting. It's just in the creative. And that's a lot of what we talk about and how like attribution is completely changing.
And that kind, I mean, fundamentally, that does make sense considering that's matching organic. Like you're not doing interest targeting for your organic post. You're just letting the post speak for itself, and the algorithm will find the audience if it's
Yeah.
good or not, and then it just goes from there.
So what's like I'll double down on it. Now if we're speaking with nine figure CEOs, They pay moderate attention to media buying, but they pay more and more attention to it now in these later years than they have previously. And it's because the performance is lower, right? But what's really happened is the attribution models changed. Like,
Mm.
for instance, a lot of people now, instead of using, instead of directly clicking on a link from TikTok and then buying the product there, they're screenshotting it and coming back to it later. So like the buying behavior is completely different. You don't have click attribution. In fact, only 20% of purchases that come from Meta have click attribution. It's people clicking from the ad. A lot of time it's screenshot it, add it to ChatGPT and ask like, hey, what is this? Are there any alternatives? Like, can you send me the Amazon link for this product? So
Mm.
there's a lot of that going on. It's not traditional like click and buy behavior anymore. So
That makes sense.
if you're like a 9-figure CEO and you're looking at what's the meta performance, what's the ROAS, it's the wrong metric to be looking at. Instead, you need to
Mm.
be looking at like what's your ROI on new customers? Um, what's your first time customer impression rate? What's your thumb stop ratio? It's basically all custom metrics that you have to set up inside of Meta now to understand what the leading indicators are going to be in the account. Because if you're just looking at CPP and ROAS, you're only capturing 20% of the market. And that's the other thing. Like, I might not be ready to buy glasses right now if I see an ad and I click on it and buy it, but I could screenshot it and save it for later. Or I could like I might not be in the buying pool and Meta might not think that I'm in the buying pool right now, so they might not serve me the ad. So if you're only optimizing for purchases and you're only tracking ROAS, you're going to miss like an entire segment of qualified customers.
Makes sense. Makes you miss the good old days of just simple ass ROAS and
Totally, totally, dude. It's becoming
one
TV
dollar in, ten
advertising
dollars
now.
out.
It's totally TV advertising. It's like we don't just get in front of as many people as you possibly can and make the creative so fucking good you can't ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the name of the game now. Anyway, I love having these conversations. It's like gets me back into the media buying space. It's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's always fun talking the stuff that you know and you have credibility to talk about.
For sure. Yeah.
I feel like sometimes when we talk about our apps and our platforms, it's more of just like, oh, here's what I discovered this week that it's probably obvious to every other, more seasoned entrepreneur and CEO, but we just found out about it this week. And
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so, some other people are like, oh, okay, this dummy, like look at this guy. But
Yeah. That's definitely how I
you
feel
know,
about the mobile app world because there's so much shit I'm new at. I'm just like learning about it as I go. But I've been in paid
yeah,
media for so long that I can really understand the game.
yeah, you know it inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I've
Well,
also
yeah,
learned
that's
a lot
that's
about
exciting.
prospecting from that. Like prospecting, I used to be able to get away with cold email and cold Instagram DMs to brands and pitch them that way. Gone. There's no way. It's just so ineffective to get actually good customers, in my opinion. Other people might tell me I'm wrong, but like authority building on LinkedIn, I've found has been so effective.
I mean, and I feel like that is something that we've talked about for many years now, like owning your own distribution, having an authority,
Yeah.
social proof, like that is the differentiator and how you set yourself up in the market rather than what we used to do, which is, I mean, I'm sure you still get it, but young kids cold DMing and being like, oh, I love what you do. Some simple question. It's like, oh, okay, like I already.
I know what you're doing.
Who do you think you're talking to here,
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
my dude?
Yeah,
Like, come
exactly.
on, I was doing this 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, 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 exactly.
welcome to the club. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it's almost like the easier you try to make it to get customers, the harder it's actually going to be to get customers.
That's a good way. Well, because nobody wants to put in the work of struggling to make content or putting it out there. Like everyone just wants the easy, quick
Yeah,
cash
send
grab.
10,000
And
emails, get 100 customers, and I'm a millionaire.
It, if only it was that easy.
Yeah,
We'd all be multimillionaires, billionaires at this point with that mentality. I
yeah,
mean, yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. I don't do any cold, any outbound. It's all inbound. My outbound is creating content and putting it out in the world, and then inbound is the result of that outbound activity
yeah.
in so many ways.
Yeah, I was kind of forced to become better at that by building a mobile app because you can't cold DM individuals. I mean, you can, but
Yeah.
it's not at scale, not at the scale that you would need to actually grow an app.
Yeah. Hey, I just saw you had a baby. Like, all right,
Although, to
creep.
be honest,
Like,
we did a bit of that. There was a time for a couple months where we were sending 100 DMs a day to people that just had babies. And like it did work. It did work, but you're not going to get to any significant volume. But now, like,
was that
our ManyChat bill's racking up. We're getting hundreds of the comment DM strategy works so well though. It is
it
the
works so well, but I mean, yeah, be careful with that bill. You wake up one day and it's thousands of dollars, and you're like, oh no. I mean, GHL has all the same things for unlimited for one price.
yeah, I know. There will come a time where it will make financial sense to switch. It's just not there yet. Not even financial sense, just the fucking time commitment to get in and set it all up and order
Yeah, reset
priorities
it all
once.
up.
Yeah, redo
Yeah,
it. But it
that
works
makes
so
sense.
much better. So much better than just trying to cold prospect. And it's the same thing in the agency space. Like just building an authority and getting people to come to you. It also makes the sales
Hmm.
conversation significantly easier.
Yeah.
And thank you for the lead, by the way. We have a closing call tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Yeah, sweet. Um, yeah, speaking of GHL, we just got our native Stammer application approved into the GHL App Store,
Nice.
which is sick. So now instead of having to use like custom webhooks and API keys and things, it's like app authentication. So you click login and then it brings you to Stammer, authenticates you, brings you back to GHL. And then the only thing that you have to copy and paste over is the ID of the chatbot in whatever account in your system. And then it works. Like you can then just chat back and forth with an agent in any type of workflow for any reason. So definitely gonna be a huge time saver for a lot of people that are using that
That's great.
integration, which is
Yeah, I
sick.
think those native integrations mean a lot to people. It does for me when I find out the application that I want to use integrates with literally everything. I'm like, oh, okay, no brainer. Just plug and play.
Yeah, yeah, and that's definitely going to be a big push for us. Like for the year, we had live chat, master chat, voice inbound, voice outbound, GHL app integrations, and then enterprise level features, and we've knocked off four of those. We're working on outbound and more integrations, and then enterprise stuff. But so far, so good for like the 2025 roadmap. We're halfway. Like we've completed half of it already, which is not too bad
Nice.
in terms of like development. Um, yeah, and starting to do our So the big updates is like we finally got voice locked down, and it's really fucking good.
That's great.
And I can't wait to get it out to customers. And the last like little piece that we're working on right now is figuring out how we're going to do the billing module for it all and price it out and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, would you land
So
on that? Is price per minute, or you're not sure yet?
price per minute is one of the variables in there. We're still kind of wrapping up how we're going to do the cost of the individual AI agent, because we're not going to be increasing the subscription cost, but yet we're adding this whole new feature and module to the application.
Mhm.
So we need some way to control our costs for spinning up AI voice agents when we're not actually making more money on the subscription.
Yep. Yep. Totally.
So my thought is like we keep it as simple as possible, and that's the main goal. Is for example, like on our $500 a month plan, we'll give you 100 AI chat agents, which is what it is right now, and then we'll give you 10 voice agents. And if you want to purchase more of either, they cost $10 a month per one,
So what is a
per
voice
one
agent
agent.
giving you?
A voice agent gives you the ability to connect it to a phone number and then sit an agent behind a phone number.
So it's 10 phone lines? Or it's, oh, when one agent is on the phone, another agent can answer the phone.
So
So it's like 10
so like
calls can
10,
happen at once.
no, that would be concurrency.
Okay,
So like each voice agent is essentially one phone number.
got it.
If you bring your own phone number, it's free. If you want to purchase a phone number through us, then that's an extra cost. Then it's 13 cents a minute roughly. That's like kind of our ballpark margin or our ballpark cost for usage. And then each of those includes one concurrent call per phone number by default. And this was the really tricky part that we spent months trying to figure out is unless we want to spin up like a shitload of GPUs to manage concurrency at the same time, we have to be able to manage concurrency at the phone number level, not any account level, which is so strange that no other company in the market is doing concurrency at the phone number level, which to me is the only way to do it. It's all account based. So for us, we're going to limit it to be one concurrent call per phone number. And then if you want to purchase more, then you can purchase more for, I think, 10, 12, maybe $15 a month per additional concurrent call.
Interesting.
And this will allow for the agency to sell and have the costs make sense if they want to sell to a mom and pop dentist office who only has one or two concurrent calls per month or at a time. Or if they somehow close like a call center who needs 100 or 1,000,
Totally.
they can do that too.
Yeah, that's how it's going to scale with volume. Like that's how,
Exactly.
yeah, that's how you get the larger enterprise deals.
Yeah. And at that point, like if someone's like, oh, I need 1,000 concurrent calls, they're gonna negotiate with us.
Hmm.
At which point we're like, great. Well, you're an enterprise, like you're enterprise level easily.
Yeah.
So now you need to bump up your subscription in order for us to even talk to you.
Hmm.
And for us to want to negotiate with you, like show us a little love or something.
Sure. Yeah.
But
So when's it available?
the famous question. I'm hoping by the end of next month. So like we're just now starting to do some customer demos and things. And I did a customer demo last week and pulled up the UI, built out a voice agent, and I can let me show you. And within 3 minutes, we had one working, and I sent him the phone number. I was like, okay, call it right now and just try it. And called it and had a 6.5 minute conversation with it. And he was like, holy shit, like you just did this in 3 minutes. And I was like, yeah, let's fucking go.
That's awesome.
So inside the dashboard, we're going to rename this one chat, but we'll have voice agents here. And then this will allow you to purchase phone numbers or integrate your existing Twilio numbers. And then when you go inside of one of the numbers, you'll be able to configure the AI side of things. And right now it's only for inbound. We're still working on outbound.
Hmm.
But what's really cool is we can do multi-language from the get-go, which a lot of other platforms cannot do. You have to specify a specific language and then it works in that language only. We found a model that will allow to do multilingual like chat from day one.
Oh, does it have accents? I saw
It can.
U and B. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep. And then for each dialect or language, there's dozens of different voices, and a lot of them are from 11 Labs. So the quality of these voices is very, very good. And you can dial in, whoever you want So like very, I don't know if you could hear that, but very,
Yeah.
it like it doesn't sound like some of those other more robotic voices, which is nice. Same, we're trying to make this as simple as possible. One of the things my co-founder Tim told me a few weeks ago is it's such a good quote. It's been stuck in my head for many weeks now. It's not about the simplicity of the interface or the UI. It's how simple is it to lead someone to that resolution or to that UI. So it's like the process of getting there is more important than the thing itself, actually. And I'm totally butchering his quote. The way he said it was so much better, but like in high level, that it's essentially just like we want to simplify the process of it as much as each individual piece of the process.
Right. Right. That makes sense. It's
And
not that the UI is
and
easy, it's that the onboarding and the pace that you get to the aha moment is more important than
is
the
easy.
simplicity of the platform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this version of it, like, and we've been trying to figure this out for chat for so long, and like this is where chat is right now, and like this doesn't tell you anything. It just kind of like, oh, figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But with voice, we were like, oh, step one, I need to configure the AI. Step two, I need to configure the call settings and set a background audio or do these other, set up some of these other things.
Yeah.
Step three is adding information to its knowledge base, which uses the same knowledge base interface that our chat side uses.
Mm-hmm.
Step four, I need to, if I want to connect it to third-party tools, here's how I do that. Five, here's the analytics and the summary prompts and lead collection instructions and where do I send all of this data. And that's it. Like now you're done. And that's why I think it was so simple. And all the call logs are available. So you get all of the lead data. You can see the full transcription for every phone call. All of that information can be web hooked or emailed over. It's got recordings for each call. All the basics of what we are starting to see being useful for these pilot businesses that we've deployed it to,
Mm-hmm.
who have been using it for the last like month or two. Mainly Tim's wife's dentist office, where they have a receptionist, and when the receptionist is busy checking somebody in and the phone rings, if she doesn't answer the phone in 2 or 3 rings, instead of that phone call going to voicemail, the AI agent picks up, answers, talks to them, and gets their information. And then when she's available, she can read the transcript and then take actions, do whatever she needs to do based off that. And the simple thing of just reading the transcript right in her email inbox is completely changed the game for them and has been one of the things that they love the most. And it's like, that's such a simple use case. So many people want to do all these crazy integrations, and she's like, oh, I love being able to read the transcript of a call and then I can do whatever I need to do. And
I think there's a big macro lesson in there, which is when you're building the tech and when you're deep in the AI space, it's easy to see all the crazy integrations of like, oh my God, look at all these possibilities. But for the everyday consumer, the simplest functionality, the thing that's most clear cut, that's easiest to understand, is the thing that they're going to get the most value out of. Because they're not
yeah,
building these huge integrations. They're not thinking on how to like piece every little piece of their business together. They're just like, oh, I wish this one tiny little thing existed.
yeah, exactly. And I totally agree. I think that's a great macro lesson for anybody, for any business owner or anybody dealing with clients. And I think it's also one of the more difficult things to identify in your offer or your platform or how you're presenting information to a business client, because
Yeah,
I think fundamentally we all want to do the cool, tough thing or the cool integration.
totally.
But like you said, in reality, it's like what's the lowest hanging fruit that there's a million of those lower hanging fruits that you can just pick easily
Yeah,
versus the one apple that's way at the top of the tree that looks shiny and red, but there's only one of them.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I was on, it was interesting. I was on a sales call a couple days ago. This is the lead that you sent over actually. And the person leading the call is a real heavy hitter in the agency space, like widely recognized, does a great job. And I asked him, I said, "Do you want me to lead the conversation? Do you want to lead?" He goes, "No, no, I'll lead. I want you to hear how I do it." He goes, "Never talk about the performance. Never talk about past clients. Never mention how big of a budget you have. Don't talk about the team. Don't mention the team size. Don't say anything about yourself and talk about the weather for the first 5 minutes and add in a bunch of ums and ahs." And I'm like,
What?
yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, what are you talking about? So he goes through the conversation. And literally the first 5 minutes is like talking about the weather. He's like, "Yeah, I used to live here. Oh, I would actually drive up to there once in a while. Huh, cool, cool, cool." It's the most casual thing. He's like, "Okay, well, thanks. So how can I help? What do you need?" And he just goes into full problem identification, asks them questions to understand the problem in the most casual way possible, and then very gently weaves in things that don't, it wasn't bragging, but it were like tiny subtle cues of like, yeah, like I sat down with my team at Meta and like this was their suggestion. So it's like little things, subtle things that like drop it into the conversation that allow the prospect to clue in themselves. Oh, I'm talking to a real heavy hitter here. Not him having to say, we manage 150 million in ad spend and we have this great big team. Because as soon as you say it, people have the objection to not believe you. But if they can come to the realization themselves. Anyway, I'm going a little off key here, but the point was the entire call was problem identification because he could sell them on anything. He could sell them on like manage any ad platform, the whole creative production team, like the whole email marketing team, the whole CRO. He's like, to even cover the amount of services you have would just be too hard to do in a call. So we just went full problem identification. I thought that was pretty interesting. It changed my perspective on how to do sales calls.
That's interesting. I think that's one of those things that everybody can take a lesson from, um, and apply that to your own calls.
Yeah, for sure. For
That's
sure.
pretty
Just
cool.
get the prospect talking. Figure out what they need help with. Don't assume
Yeah,
that you know what they need. Let them tell you what they're looking for and then just plug your offer into it.
yeah. Hmm.
I know. It was kind of interesting. It was counterintuitive, but it worked really well.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot more enterprise level calls, and I think I still am naive in that way where I focus too much on what the function out, like what we do, how it works, and not so much the problem solving as I should be.
I think for you
That's
that
good.
goes double time because you have so much proof in the pudding on socials. Like your channel
Mm-hmm.
is huge already. So if you talk about yourself or the company at all, it's almost useless. Like they already know that you're big. They already know that the company's successful. Like you don't have to say any of that.
Yeah. For me, it's more of like, oh, can your platform do this? And we're like, yeah, and here's how it works.
Hmm.
And then I just like show them. But
That's
I
what
think
I
I should
normally do
flip it
too.
around.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, we can do everything. Here's completely behind the curtain of how everything works and how amazing we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think
Like
that probably hurts the sale.
I think so too. Now that you're saying that, yeah, because
Like
it
if you
it
just
makes sense
solve their
why.
one problem and then they can continuously have those aha moments. It's like, oh,
Hmm.
it also does this, it also does this. Like it just keeps getting better in their mind. But if you show them everything up front, they know exactly what they're getting and they don't get any pleasant surprises down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that just comes down to the quality of the questions that you're asking, and like how those can be customized to each business or each sales call.
Yeah. There's no like read the questions off a book and then ask the prospect.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
it's an
no,
active conversation. There's no playbook.
yeah,
You gotta know your shit.
yeah. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's like a first date. You gotta be able to engage.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting a little short.
cool. Any
They're crying kids
Yeah,
upstairs.
no worries. I was gonna say, any recommendations for this week?
um. Oh yeah. What did I learn that's obvious to everybody else in tech but new to me? Oh, okay. Here's something. I've been doing a lot of research on churn because you and I talked about that months ago. Of like, if you can fix one problem in the business, it's actually plugging your churn, not increasing
Mm-hmm.
customer retention. So I've been focused a lot on that. I've been looking at every time we release an update, how does it have an effect on churn? And there was one update we did that had a really negative effect on churn, and it was actually an onboarding guide, kind of. It was adding a
Hmm.
child in the profile with demo data. Because when you first download the app, there's no data, so it looks underwhelming. It looks like a dashboard with no data. So I'm like, okay, let's add a dummy child with sample sleep data, sample breastfeeding data, sample nutrition data. And it killed our retention.
Interesting.
So I think instead what we need to do is more like a step by step, here's what to do, here's when to do it. So it's like, welcome to Bambi. Track your child's first nap here. And I think we need to couple it with push notifications of like, you tracked your first 24 hours of sleep. Analyze the first day to see how it went, see what you can improve. Day two, I think we need more of like a gentle walkthrough rather than I was doing it very tech founder style, not very like consumer oriented. So
I've seen those a lot do really well, where it's like slide and then slide and slide, and it like show and it just like walks you through the whole thing.
I think we need one of those. Yeah. So we're going to work on that. But it was interesting looking at churn metrics. The average uh, churn is measured daily on mobile apps, which is fucking crazy to me. So
Hmm.
industry average is 10% monthly churn.
Okay.
Think about how
Yeah.
high that is. 120% churn over the year. So it means your retention rate is at best 10 months.
That makes sense.
You
Yeah.
think?
So I
Okay.
mean, I would say that's similar benchmarks to what we see with like Stripe data, and Stripe now has the comparables graph
Right.
where it will show you like how you're stacking up against others
Yeah.
in the marketplace. And we realized that we were actually kind of in, like, we're not super good, we're not super bad, like we're right in the middle in terms of the median or top 25%, I think, which,
That's interesting.
considering, I think maybe 6 months ago, like the running, I guess, dark joke was that AI companies have 20% churn per month.
Mm,
And so many people, like, there's a lot of companies like Jenny AI and some of these guys that were more public about it and be like, yeah, we have 18% churn and we don't know how to stop that. And thankfully ours has gotten better over time. And we
it's
just realized,
18%
like, if
monthly or annual?
monthly
Yeah, that's high. That's crazy.
with AI apps specifically, that was kind of the common recurring feedback is people are trying so many different AI apps at the same time
Hmm.
and then canceling them within a month. So that way it's super hard to like get that buy-in because there's so many out there.
Yeah.
We just quickly realized that like we have to get people to that first value as quickly as possible, get them to make their first dollar on the platform, and then their chances of leaving are cut down by like 90%. And as long as they have that, as long as they have income coming in through their connected account on Stripe, they're not going to cancel.
Yeah. 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 For sure. For sure.
It just takes a lot of fucking steps to get them to that point.
I've noticed this a similar aha moment for us, which is when the parent sees the first notification on their phone that says your child's nap time is coming up in 10 minutes, and then they put them down to
Hmm.
sleep, and the child goes to sleep and they don't freak out. That's the aha moment of like, holy shit, it actually predicted the nap time, and the child didn't lose his mind for an hour trying to go to bed. But so we were at 0.55% daily, so 16.5% annual. Now we're down to 0.38% daily, which is, yeah, 11.5% monthly churn. So we were at 16.5, now we're at 11.5. We're getting it down. But that was by simply removing that like dummy data customer avatar, that dummy data child profile.
Hmm.
Just eliminated a good portion of our churn. So I
Yeah.
think what
How
I'm
often are you pushing updates?
like every week.
Okay.
So frequently.
So yeah, yeah. And that's about the frequency we do as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens a lot. I'm doing a lot of the big design updates now because less people are going to notice. But if I did a huge design change when we have like 10,000 users, it's going to be, I think you could trigger a lot of churn. So sometimes I'll release
Oh
an
yeah.
update and I know that it will trigger some churn because it's a big design change. But I think ultimately it will be better for our growth. So it will like lose some customers from an update, but then the churn metrics decrease right after that.
That goes back to that quote of like leading people to the simplicity rather than just gutting it and
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
hoping people figure it out.
The other thing that's kind of interesting is our daily active users is like 80% of our total subscriptions. So the massive majority of people that are paying for a subscription are using the app every single day, which is reassuring.
That that's a good sign.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you don't have any like phantom or ghost subscribers.
Exactly. Yeah. So I like Google Firebase. I can see all that data pretty clearly.
Nice. Well, those are good. Those are good updates.
Yeah. What about you? Anything that's any either piece of content or obvious insight you learned this week?
Um, I mean, the obvious insight is continuously reoccurring where we are putting ourselves out there for feedback, and the people who actually are good quality customers are the ones that are willing to actually do the work of showing up to these free meetings
Right.
and giving us that feedback versus just complaining in Discord or sending in support tickets and things like that. Like, we want to engage with you, and asking you to show up to a 30-minute support call or less is like not that big of an ask.
Yep.
So like we want to help you, we want to engage with you, but like sometimes there's only so much that we can do when, you know, you're just texting us information rather than showing us. And kind of like the sales call stuff, like we want to see your problems and then help diagnose them and then figure out a solution for that problem. And so many people are just not willing to do that, and
Yeah.
it's very interesting. And then quickly, my content recommendation, I've been reading the Project Hail Mary book. If you like sci-fi, it might be hard for you with the newborn, but because I'm assuming you're in Toronto right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
So yeah, somehow if you're able to steal a couple hours or an hour on a flight or something, like that's a pretty, or the audiobook, honestly, I've heard the audiobook is really good, but it's super like, it's like a fun sci-fi book.
Cool.
So
Yeah. I probably won't check it out, but someone else will.
I know. I realized as I'm saying it, like, this is going right over his head, but oh
Yeah.
well, that's
That's
all
all
right.
right. That's all right. I'll get there eventually. No, I'm excited for the new money models release this Saturday. That's the one thing I'll set some time aside to watch the webinar for.
I am so sick of the marketing for it. I
Really?
was
I
gonna
love
sign
it.
up for it.
So interesting.
I was I was gonna sign up for it, and I was gonna do the whole thing, and now I'm not. Like
Hmm.
now I think it's bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, it's so over the top. I mean, this is also me being a hater. I could be totally wrong. It's so over the top and marketed towards not people like you and me that I'm thinking it's going to be probably very generic, very generic advice.
Have you read the one of the first two books?
The offers one, yeah,
Yeah, Offers and Leads.
yeah.
Thoughts?
I mean, that was all right.
Yeah.
All right, that's all right. But like, I've gained so much more from the software as a science book,
Yeah.
um, the
I
orange
honestly think
one. I forget the name of the orange one.
you're more advanced and you just objectively are smarter than the the average business owner. I think I'm a little more baseline. I'm like, oh, this is interesting stuff. Anyway, sorry, I hear crying
Oh,
kids. I
thank
gotta
you.
jump off soon.
So do I. All good.
All right, man.
All right,
Uh,
cool. Great talking.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great week.
You too.
See ya.